the first thing you're going to do is you need to unscrew 6 screws. There's one here, 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 and here. And forgot to put the red dots over these screws, but I'm going to put red spray paint dots over each place where there's some screws just to make it easier to see. So once you unscrew those screws, you just open up the door and set it to the side. And then you'll see the piece inside, and it's got 2 things still holding it in. A bar going across the base of it on the bottom that has just 2 screws that are just nuts tightened down on some bolts that hold it down, and then the top piece. On the top, all you do is on the sides, at the sides on the top, on the side of the crate, here and here on both sides, the top, front and back, there are 2 screws with red paint. You unscrew those all the way on both sides, and then you're just going to reach up into the top and lift up on the top. There's a cutout in the, you'll see it in a second, but you lift up and then just lift it off the top. And this is what you're dealing with. The top of the piece kind of rests up into here to keep it from going side to side and up and down, just keeps it secure. So then you set that piece aside. So you got a total of 10 screws so far that have been removed. Next thing you do is you reach in here and you loosen up the nuts on top of the bolts on the little cross support piece. Just toss the nuts into the inside of the box. And then lift the bar out. That's all that is. That's just holding across the base piece. And this is the hardest part. It's not really hard, but the part where you need to be the most careful is when you slide the piece out, grab it by the metal rod closer to the bottom, and then you start to slide it out. What you got to be careful with is these like little wingy things that stick off the side will hang up on the lip that the door catches on. So you just got to pull it out really straight and be real careful and support it at the bottom. And then as it's sliding, I just put my hand under the base and keep it really straight. And then I'll just set it right down on the surface that you're working on. Well, the first thing you want to do before you move it is take the rubber band that is already on the piece when it shows up and go ahead and stick that back over it for when you carry it from your unpacking room out into the gallery. That's the best thing to do so you don't have to worry about the door swinging open. But to move it, hold the metal rod about midway up and then put your fingers sort of under the base and then slide around to the front, and then you're going to pick the piece up like that. And you're just being careful not to hit the wings. And to open up the piece, what you're going to do is, there's a not to do thing that several people have tried to do and it's almost hurt the piece, is you don't open it up by the wing like a knob. What you do instead is you just open up the piece where you can see that there's the separation. Don't use this. So you just open it up like that. And when the piece gets opened up, the thing you have to be careful of is that when you open it, the strings in the wing kind of collapse, and then the 2 little wing pieces start to get closer and closer. It can't be opened up any more than that, or it can mess one of these pieces up. When the piece shows up, this little piece in the back, it doesn't really do anything. It's just there for looks, and what it's supposed to be is supposed to be slid up against the piece. When it shows up, it might be twisted. Could be twisted or could be slid away from the piece. So just straighten it up and then slide it up against the body of the wood. Alright, so we've covered opening up the box, pulling it out, how to move the piece around easily without it breaking, and I want to show you real quick how to put it back in the box. It's the same as taking it out, except for when you stick the top piece back in, and it's just sort of a reminder of a couple things you have to do. First thing you need to do before you put it back in the box is put the rubber band back over top of the dome, over top the copper hinge, and that'll keep the door from flopping open. And then take that piece of string, and just got to be real careful not to hit these wing things. That's the only thing mainly throughout the whole process. But hook the string over top the hinge on the bottom, and then just tie it as tight as you can. I mean, not crazy, but like just try not to have it too loose. Just tie it just like you tie your shoes, little bow knot. And then same way as just from moving it before, just pick it up by the, I just tilt it back, get my fingers under there, and I'm just going to carry it like this. And since I've already put the rubber band back on the top, I can move it around easily without worrying about it flopping open. So then you, with the metal rod facing the outside of the box, you kind of tilt it like this, and then get the front of it up into the box. And then you line the base up with around the base. When you take it out of the box, I have a lip built into the bottom to keep it from sliding anywhere in the box, and then the top piece holds it down in those little rails. So you line it up with those and carefully slide it in, being careful not to hang the little wingy things up again on the lip for the door. And you just slide it all the way till it hits the back. Then you grab this piece again with the two holes in it, and then you drop that over top the bolts and drop a flat washer on top of the bolt on both sides, and then you tighten up a nut. So once you do that to both sides, and then once you're done on both sides, then you need to grab the top of the box. So let me just get these tightened up. So that piece is in. It's tight. You don't have to like over tighten it, but it just needs to be pretty tight. You can imagine what it's doing. It just keeps this from going anywhere it wouldn't want to go. And then grab the top piece again. And this is the way the top piece is shaped from the side. There's this open spot that goes towards the front of the box. And I'll put some labels on everything. But what you're going to do is when you put this piece in, you're going to put it down into the hole. You're going to put it down into the hole at an angle. Put the back side in first, and then slide it towards the back. And the reason you're doing it like that is on the back side of the box I have a strip of wood, and it's a lever, so when you start to push this down, it's going to sort of do a cam action. It's going to tighten down. It's just a way to tighten it down to where you don't have to press it down while you're screwing it in. And but you don't need to know why. It's just you put it in, get it up onto the lip in the back of the box. You'll see what it's doing. It's catching onto this plywood, and then just the whole time you're kind of keeping your eye on things, and shut the top of the box, and it should just be flush. And then you just run the screws in on the sides. There's 4 of them, 2 on each side at the top. And after that, then grab the door with the arrow facing up. It's got this little lip right here. That's what keeps the piece from sliding towards the door. Get that piece lined up. Get the door all flushed up. And then you just run the 6 screws back in there. And it should be good. Good luck opening it up. Thanks for all the help for the show. It's been real fun getting everything together. It's an important piece to me. Really liked it. And can't wait to see some photos of the show. Wish I could be there. Thank you. Bye.